It's in a strange mood. I have to laugh all the time. Sorry. Okay, we're starting. Um, sorry. Okay, funny. That's starting. Oh my God, what's happening now? It's just laughing. Okay. This is very serious. You have to learn a lot of this meeting. No. Okay. I don't know what's happening, but it's a silly thing that's going on. Okay. Normally it's only with my husband, but now it's also in the meeting. I can't start very seriously. That's I don't know what to say. Oh my God. Mm. The strange thing is that when I look at those meetings and for myself, of other people, it's always starting with some serious information. And in the same time, it's so not serious. It's not serious at all. Everything is just apparent. Nothing is happening. So what's the point? What's the point being here also? Can be there. We just sit here, just sitting or standing or lying maybe. So you have your screen closed because you're lying on the bed. Okay, doesn't matter. This is not a meeting to learn something. There's nothing to get. There's nothing to get. That's strange for meetings like this, because there's always like something, a feeling that there's something to hear. Maybe when I hear this, there can be happening something, or there can be more. It can be more clear. No, it can be more clear. But even being more clear, it it doesn't matter. It's just already this. It's this. It's just laughing or sitting or hearing the sound, hearing words. And it seemed that when there's an idea that Rose has no me anymore, something like that, oh, maybe she says something that can help me for there are so many thoughts or so many things going on. I need some rest or something like that. And there's a trying to find the secret or the key for this. Okay, Bart. Yeah. You can hear this. Yeah, I think so. Huh? Okay, there's also Bart. Okay. And nothing is important. That nothing is not important also. So when there's no one to be serious, bubbling just happens. Yeah. And it's crazy that everything is just crazy, but there's also nothing is wrong, nothing is right either. So there's no need to do anything in a special way, because that what's happening is it. That's the joy, that there's nothing to do more serious or to do more healthy or look at yourself or whatever you think. If that's there, then that's there. That's also what's happening. So it can't be not what's happening. So it's finished. So we can close the meeting also. It's just already finished. It's just this. It's just moving hands or sitting or anything. It's very simple. It's very tiny. And there's no story. When there's a me, the me is the story. The me is the doer, the story. And it's like a dream. There's of course no me, but it seems like there's someone leading your life. You are someone that has a life or has a body or has contact with other people. There's no one. It's just empty. But that's not something special. Nothing is special. This is not Rose who has something. It's just lost. But what is lost is the dream. And the dream wasn't already real, so nothing is lost either. So, oh, it's crazy. There's no Rose, there's just hands, sensations, sitting. That's it. And it's always new. It's just new. That's what's apparently happening. That's it. And it can be a story and it can be talking in stories. That's just what's happening. Everything is going on. This is not Rose who's talking in a special way with other people or behaving in a certain way. No. The only thing is everybody is so there's no special thing you can learn from me, hear from me. There's talking. And come up. I don't know what I'm going to say. It's sometimes I'm looking and then I think, what did I say? Was that really important? I can't even remember. So I look at the faces and nobody's reacting. So I think, oh, what's going on? I don't know. It's just going. So there's no Rose. And it's not only there's no Rose, it's just there's no one. It's just what's happening, apparently. That's the most simple thing. It's very easy, very normal. Nothing to say. Mm.
Hi, Rose.
Hey.
Yeah, I still have the feeling that sometimes I want to be seen.
Want to be seen.
Yes.
Yeah, that can be a thought, like, or a feeling, or a thought, maybe. Yeah. That's also for a moment, and then it's gone. Maybe somebody seeing you for a moment, and then that's gone. Everything is temporarily, rarely. It's just for a moment, and then it's gone, and it's just that. That's it, and then it's finished. It never happened. It's just, and then there's something new. So
Yeah.
nothing will change if you think I will be seen by somebody or by what you want, and then it will change. It's just that there will be somebody seeing you. That's it, and then it's something else.
Yeah.
You know, when there's someone, there's always thinking like, oh, this will be the solution. When I'm feeling alone and I want to be feeling together. What can I do to to come to that? And that's always also with feeling the feeling like they don't see me. So what can I do or what can I not do or things like that. It's a story. That's just what's happening, very, very literally. It's already a story when you say like, oh, he doesn't see me or she doesn't see me, what I'm doing, or she doesn't hear me, or she, I don't know. Maybe there's a feeling, or there's nothing going on. There's maybe nothing, can also. And that's it. In the story, there will always be problems and always be a missing of something. And it seems like there are solutions to make it work or get it. There are a lot of people talking about that, how to get it, or how to do, what to do to feel more comfortable, or any. So if you want that, then this is not the meeting. It's just what is. That's it. No story, or a story. Doesn't matter. You don't need to understand this. You can't. You'll never get it.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I know. I know. It's, in situations when it's going in a way I don't want, that then it's yeah.
Yeah. That's the trouble with the
Then
me
I
when
think
they
sometimes
feel
when
that.
people behave for themselves like a little child, then they have to be treat how you say that, treat in a way that they are a little child. So yeah.
But that's the story. That's
Yeah,
already a story. It's just what's happening. It's maybe a feeling. It's saying things. So it gets always complicated when there's a story with that.
mm-hmm.
And it is not wrong, but it's complicated.
Yeah, but then sometimes I feel ignored. So yeah.
And that's what's happening.
But I am in a reaction because when he is calling me, and then I don't pick up the phone.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's not picking up the phone. So yeah, so what? It can be anything. It
Yeah.
can be screaming or nothing or anything. That's just what apparently happens.
Mm-hmm.
We think that has a reason and has a cause, and this is the effect. It's just new. It's always new. So there's only not picking up the phone or ringing. That's it. And a story with that, maybe.
Yeah, there is a story. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no one. There's never nowhere. So there's no one. It's just happening, apparently, but it's just happening by no one. So trying to learn someone, what's the best way to react? It's endless because there's no one. So it's pointless.
Yeah, but I don't like some behaviors.
And there can be a feeling like that. There can be a feeling also. Then there's a feeling. So there can be saying I don't like it, but that's it. I can say when the weather is cloudy and I say, oh, I don't want that. I want sun. But I think it doesn't change then. It's just what's happening. I can say that, but yeah, it's the same. There's no one. Also, it's not only here, but it's also over there, you could say, or with another person. There's no one. So you can say, I don't want that. Yeah, you can say that, but that's it.
The sun is shining here. So.
What?
The sun is shining over here.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm jealous. No.
Come here. Yeah.
I want that. Oh, does it change? Oh no, it doesn't change. or change. Oh, how did I do that the last time? Maybe I can do it again. Endless.
Yeah.
Mm.
So Rose, may I ask you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can
So
I say-
I close myself. So is the man here,
Oh,
Monica?
yeah, I see it. Oh, yeah,
Hi.
Monica.
So
Yeah, hi.
so one more. So when the people are interested in politics now, and for example, they say we don't want this kind of politics. So
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that they don't do anything. So, for example, some people try to change government and everything. So it's not their decision. It just happens.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with with decisions.
Yes, but they believe that they make it because of. But it's only just happening without anyone.
Yeah, but it's not only in politics, it's everywhere
Yeah,
that people
yeah,
thinking, I'm doing it, I'm deciding it, it's my free will, and when I decide it, it will happen. Maybe in politics, the belief is even stronger.
yeah,
But there's also no world, so that's crazy.
yes, yes.
I'm the leader of no world.
Yeah, so could it
So,
can be someone who has no sense of I, for example, politic, who wants to change the world?
no, of course not.
No. Yeah,
Because there is no world and there's nothing to change and there's no
yeah,
me. So what
yeah,
can I?
yeah.
So
So this is reason when some behavior can change after so-called awakening, because it's
it
not
can be
possible.
or not.
Yeah,
It can, but it cannot. And it's always changing.
yes,
It's
yeah,
always new. So we
yeah.
think it's because of there is no me anymore. So it's changing. It's just changing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It has nothing to do with me or no me because I was already no me. So there's no, in that sense, there's
yeah,
no change.
yeah, yeah. But when there is illusion of you, there is no more intention to make things right or something like that.
No,
No,
no.
it doesn't mean that there is I or no. Yeah,
The dream, like I have to change it or I can change it. That's not happening. So
yes,
it's just
yeah,
not there.
yeah,
So, yeah. And the funny thing is that when it's not coming up, those thoughts not coming, you forget it was there because it's so normal. It's not like a special life now, like, oh, what a silent day. I have no desires now anymore. No. It's
yeah,
very normal.
yes,
Just sitting, playing game on the computer or whatever. Just normal.
yeah. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Hi. Thank you.
Hi, Rose.
Hi, William. Hi.
So I can't help but think that this meeting can help me
Sure.
because
Sure, no, you can't. No. Yeah.
because I feel separate. It's a very tense experience and it's very uncomfortable physically, feeling like when I'm separate. The more I listen to this message, it feels like that contraction seems to be becoming less and less. There seems to be less seeking and less neurosis. And
Okay.
the hope is that eventually, in time, that contraction will go completely. The more that I listen to this message.
Yeah.
But you said in the beginning that, I can't remember exactly what words you used, that this message isn't serving a purpose, so we could just close the meeting now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so strong that when there's something happening and when there's, I know, when there's something going on already, like, oh, there's less tension. Because when there's a meet, there's always comparing, like, oh, this was before and now I'm having less tension. So there's something going on. So I have to go on because maybe in the end, there will be no tension at all. Yeah, that's the story of me, and that there will always be something like that, like a dream or hope to that something will stop. Tension is just tension. It's not that it can happen here. This is not a body without any tension anymore, or with only joy, or with I don't know. There can be tension, and there's tension, but it's not for anyone. It's just tension. It's just a sensation somewhere. So what? It's a sensation somewhere. There's no one. And that feeling of that there's someone inside, and that it is, and also, although maybe you know this is not my body, it's so embodied that it's yours, it's with you, or you can say it in a different way, whatever, but it's with you. And then it's important that we want to take care of that. It's just an apparent body, so it's not real. So tension has nothing to do with the body. Oh my God, that's crazy. So there's just somewhere sometimes tension, and then something else, and then there's talking, and then there's looking at the clouds. So there is no my own life. It's very tiny and very simple, and there's no progress, or how you say, well, it's going bad, no, something like that. There is no progression. It seems like that because that's the me that always wants to compare it with others, with before, with after, with everything. It's just always new, and then you think, oh, it's going better. Oh, I think this is more. How can that happen? What's going on now? It's just more. It's just not more. It's just tension in a certain way. So what? Or just drinking coffee. Nothing is more or less important than that.
So the difference after the sense of self falls away is that there's no longer somebody living in a narrative of things getting better or worse.
Yeah. 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 And some like, oh, but it's already forgotten what it was before, so I can't remember so much. So it's just, it can come up, but it falls away. It's not yeah. And it's not that I do that or something. It's just, it's not that I see it's not important. It's, oh, how can you say that? It's just like that. I don't know. It's so difficult to say how it goes. Well, it's like falling away. That maybe that's the better way to say it. It's like the belief that there is something going on and it's going to be better or maybe worse or things like that. And that belief it's not there anymore. So yeah, it's about loss. It's very funny, but because then sometimes I had the same, like, oh, there was always like comparing or trying to get better or something in the body also. And then something fell away. I can't say what it was, but it wasn't even, I don't know. And it was like, oh, there's how can I see that there's time? There's no time. It's just always new, and it's just that tension, feeling, drinking tea, sitting. That's it. No before, no after. So then there's also no road to something, because there's always trying to get there. No tension anymore. Why no tension? Then there's tension. So.
But it's no longer a problem.
No, of course there are no problems. A problem is there. So yeah.
I really, really want the sense of self to drop in the end of the drama of there being problems. I'm desperate. And I know there's nothing that I can do to change or influence that. And I've only been listening to this message properly for about a year, which isn't that long, because I saw in an interview that you did, you were seeing Tony for 15 to 20 years before the sense of self fell away.
So there's still 20 years to go, maybe. There's nothing to do with time. No.
I can't wait any longer.
If you wait forever. Because it's not something that will happen someday. So it's not like that. Oh God. It's already what's happening, but what the me does is making an image or something of it, and then think, oh no, that's not yet there. But it's that what is happening. So maybe there's a sensation or looking. That's it. That's it. Finish.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for your. It's nice. So it's a good question. Good question.
Hi, Rose.
Hello.
I'm so happy to talk to you live because I only see you on YouTube, the recording. Can you see me?
Oh, I see.
Hi.
Yahira. No?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I see you. Yay. Hi.
Oh, I love you. I'm so happy to talk to you live.
Ah, thank you.
You changed the meeting so that now I can see you at this time because I'm in the United States. So I'm very happy.
Okay.
You were saying how like, oh, this doesn't help you, and you know, I similar to William, like I feel like it does help me because when I hear the recordings, I'm like, I just start laughing and it's like, oh, it's not serious. Like, who cares? Like, oh, it's so much lighter. I feel it, like you said, like there's that moment where like, oh, this feels so much better than before. Like, oh, yeah. I don't, you know, it's just, you know, like, and I think similar to William, I kind of feel like, oh, I wish I felt like that, where like, oh, no problem. There's no better or worse, because, you know, usually during the day, it's a constant like comparing. It's literally like my head is always like, no, I should do this because then this will be better. Or, you know, I need to get better at that. And, you know, I have this new job and you know, I should be better. I should be studying. I should be preparing, you know, like there's a constant with my two little kids too. Like, you know, this will be better for them. I should do this with them. You know, oh, I shouldn't let them do that. I shouldn't let them do that. But, you know, then when I listen to you, I hear, oh, like, you know, there's just this. And this is just all unfolding. And like, so yeah. Oh, actually I did have one question. when you say like there's no world, I mean, what does that mean? Because you are in the Netherlands right now.
No, I'm not. No, I'm
I'm
not.
here in the US.
No, I'm not. I'm not. No, that's what is imagined. Like, oh, you're in Holland and I am in, I don't know where, in the United States. That's just names, can be, and you can have an image with that. But there's just a face. I see a face, and then that's everything. That's just everything. What is seen, what is felt, what is hearing something. And there's an imagination about another world outside. There's no outside. There's also no inside. That's even worse, maybe. It's just what is seen, what is heard.
So because it's an
Sorry,
you're saying it's not real because
it's imagined.
Yeah, are you saying it's not in my experience right now, in my field of vision right now, in my view right now?
Yeah.
So
But it has nothing to do with experiences, but what is seen. So there are walls, there's computer, that's the appearance. But there's a world outside. You can, with the abstract mind, you can make an image of some other world or images from the television or so. But that's just a memory from images. And you say, oh, that's really there. I don't know. No, I don't see it. So it's very literally. People are not used to that. We are so used to abstract everything and making something of it. And this is very, very literally just what is. So that sounds crazy for most of the people, but it's very normal. But we are so used to make something extra with it. Me is there, and I'm somebody who does that and that and that, and I have to look down. So there's so much going on, but it's a dream. But it seems so real and important because you are there. So, whoa, when you are there, you everything seems real, and you have a life, and you have to make your life work, and now everything is going on. And then suddenly it is heard like, oh, there is no one. Oh, what is this? And some people like, oh, hey, there's something else. And maybe that's not understood, but somewhere it comes in, somewhere it's recognized something. So beliefs can fall away, maybe, or not.
yeah. So beliefs as in anything abstract in my mind.
Yeah, no, it's not my mind, but beliefs is it's a dream, like a story about what is going on, you could say.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of thoughts about that, trying to make it work and thinking I am doing that, and a lot of beliefs. And it's not only a belief in the head, it's just so embodied also, like it's not even, it seems so real. Like a friend of mine said, the past, of course there's a past. How can you say there's no past? And how can I explain that? It's just, I can't explain. It's just like that. And then, but it can be so strong. It's like, that's so normal. And I am there to make something happen. I did that. Like this morning, there was somebody who blew out a candle and said, before she said, I will blow out the candle. And she did. And that was her proof. Yeah. Seems very convincing. Of course. And then you hear everything, it's always new. There's no before, there's no after. It's only new. This is what's happening. And this, done this.
It's only new because there's no story. You don't have a story going in your head about it.
No, it's not that I have no story. It's not, it's not there. There is, there is no me, so I can't say
Yeah.
I have no story, but there is no story, no. There can be there's story, like I'm going somewhere or something like that, but that's just talking like that. But it's very obvious it's not real. It's just everything is going on, of course, like normal life also.
Yeah,
And it's what's happening. If there's a lot of thoughts, then there are a lot of thoughts. It's not your thoughts, it's just what's happening. So that's it. It's not wrong.
It's just
to have a
what's
lot of
happening.
thoughts. And maybe there seems to very important, or you want to, then it's not only thoughts, but it seems like, oh, they are very important, because then you have to, oh, but maybe I can do that, and maybe, oh, trying to solve the problems like that. Thoughts seem very important. They are not, but yeah, it can be a huge belief, and a huge thing like, oh my God. But it's just thoughts. It's just energy.
Thanks, Rose. Thank you so much.
Bye.
I love you. Thank you.
Oh, sweet.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hi.
Hi, I'm Ken calling from Rhode Island, New England.
Okay.
A little late.
Hi.
And my first time in this meeting, I just wanted to say hello.
Okay. Hello.
I don't feel like I really have any questions, at least at the moment. Everything feels purposeless these days. The realization, sort of, there's no realization here, just that there are answers to questions that people seem to have that satisfy them, but nothing satisfies this anymore. About 4 years ago, I first heard Tony Parsons, 4 or 5 years ago. All my years of looking for answers to deep questions just dropped immediately. Yeah. And I guess that anything that arose was just frustration with the whole realm of people looking for answers. and giving their relative answers, and telling people they need to seek. And your calmness, or whatever calmness or relaxation, your just ease with talking about this has been very motherly to me. Very, or I don't know another word, but just feels
Mothery? What is
motherly,
mothery?
like a mother calming her.
Oh, look, mothery. Like a mother.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
My mother's been gone for over 10 years. But I don't think we're too far apart in age, but I just feel when someone talks in a loving way, that it feels open and forgiving constantly.
No, there's no forgiving.
No.
No forgiving, because there's nothing wrong. So what can I forgive? And who's there to forgive?
All my sins.
No, there's nothing wrong.
No, there isn't.
No. And there's no one. So who can forgive? Who can I forgive?
Yeah.
No.
In a way, it's sort of a new message. I was brought up Catholic. So, so my life has been about undoing that, feels like. All those ideas of a God and creating people and giving them choice and all the stories around that. So, no, there's no forgiveness, but there's just this remaining story in my head constantly.
About God. There's no God.
Yeah. I don't know that.
God is a concept. It's a concept what people made about somebody who made us, who gives us choice. There's no one giving us choice. That's a dream, I believe. But it seems very strong.
Yeah. If I'd been brought up in a different culture, I would probably know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a joy. I guess it just it feels I don't even know what words mean anymore, but it feels good to meet with minds that are open to anything and everything and nothing, and I don't have any explanation for it, but I'm great. I feel gratefulness. Yeah. Yeah. So I just wanted to meet you, and I'm a little late, like I said, and I'm here for the remainder, and I'll let someone else speak if they want.
Okay.
Thank you, Rose.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Hello again, Rose.
Hi, William.
So as I've been listening to this message for about a year now, it seems like I go through cycles that are quite intense. So there could be a period where there's a huge expansion and think, so I seem to go through cycles over the last year while I've been on Zoom talking to speakers about this message. Sometimes there could be a period where there's a huge expansion, nothing's taken seriously, and there's just a huge expansion of energy. And then all of a sudden that will be followed by a massive contraction again, where everything's very serious. There's a heavy neurosis and everything's very tight. And this cycle's just been going on for a year. Is there no way of predicting when that whole drama will come to an end?
You would like to.
I'd like to know the date.
The date, maybe the 26th of April. Oh my God, William, no, of course not. There can be, and it's an energetic thing. So there can be anything. There can be contraction, there can be expansion, but we think we like the expansion. So we think, oh, it's about expansion because that feels good. It's everything. It's already everything. So it's not that there needs that the contraction needs to go. Contraction is it too. It's just everything.
The thing is, even when there's the expansion, there's no one there saying this is great. It's only when the contraction comes back that I'm then saying that was so much better.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the me. That's how that me works. That whole survival system, you could say. Yeah, that's it. That just like it seems like two worlds, like they don't meet. Yeah.
That's right. They don't meet at all. It is two completely different. Well, one's not an experience, but there is a big contrast.
Yeah. And when that's going on, it's like meing and being, you could say, and that's when that's going. But it can happen. It can all your life take, and it can be in a minute. It can be not there. It's just energetic, but it doesn't matter because it's both. It's not that one thing is better than something else. We're so focused on the best thing. There is no best thing. It's everything. That's the freedom. Nothing's wrong. Nothing needs to change because it's everything already. And it's not for anyone. There's no what was your name? Okay, William. There's no William. There's just what's happening. How can that be wrong? It's just what's happening. That's just life, like the weather or a cup of tea. But when it's happening it seems to happen in that body or from you, then it's very important. It's not. Nothing is important. And that's how the me works. Like, oh, when it's there, it seems like the most important person of the whole world. And everything is around me, what's going on in my life, and I have to solve it or I have to change or what. It's always about me. But the funny thing is there is no one. So it's a dream. Because it's everything. It's just what's happening, like thoughts, drinking coffee, contractions. And it's even not in the body, it's somewhere in space. So
that does sound amazing, that when you said it's everything, I can't see that as a feeling like a me. I can't see that it's everything, but it does sound incredible. So when there's no longer a sense of self, there's not someone there accepting everything, saying, oh, it's everything, so it is. Because I've tried that. When the contraction comes back, I'm saying, but it is the contraction as well. But that doesn't help, saying that to myself.
No.
But is it that when
No.
then, so when the self drops, there's no one then accepting everything, but there's no one pushing it away and saying this shouldn't be happening?
Yeah, there's nothing going on about that. It's no issue. So it's nothing going on. But it's just, there is no difference. But then when the me is the doer, is the feeling there's something wrong, that's so embodied. That's the energetic thing. When that's so embodied, and that goes on till it stops. But it doesn't matter. But for the me, it seems like a battle or something. No, you don't want that. But that's what the me does. I don't want this. I want something else. And that can be so strong. But it's not wrong. It's just thoughts. I don't want this. That's it. But it doesn't feel like that. It's crazy when there's the funny thing is, of the awful thing is when there's no one, it's so obvious. And when there's someone, it seems like it's like another world. So you can't understand it. So yeah. And sometimes suddenly there's something, and it's not even understood maybe, but there's something falling away. You don't even know what it is. And it can be for a minute and can be longer or it can come back. It's crazy. It's just life. It's chaos.
What you said about it's energetic, it is completely energetic, because when there's no sense of self, or when it's a lot lighter, it's almost not noticed that there's a sense of self. It is very, very light. And when there's that sense of contraction or there being someone, it feels very solid, very dense, very heavy. Yeah. And so that's purely energetic, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. But the feeling that it's dense is it. Why? It's just life. It's not wrong. It's not, oh, there's the me again. That's the story. Yeah.
Oh, it's great to talk to you, Rose, honestly.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you. There's some chat. Okay. It seems like there's a new hearing of these ideas, and the old way of hearing has to be allowed for the new way to be here. Really new, but a way of speaking or communicating. Wow, it seems like I read it again. It seems like there's a new hearing of these ideas, and the old way of hearing has to be allowed for the new way to be here. Sounds very complicated. Not really new, but a way of speak. I even can't understand the question. I'm sorry. There is no new way of hearing. You're talking about yourself or talking about me? I don't know. Oh, it's a statement for you. Speaking is just speaking. So something can drop away without noticing even, and then maybe there's some new ideas or something like, oh, it's just different, and then that can be very obvious then. But there's nothing going on like it has to be allowed. This is because it has to be allowed. It's not automatic right now, just a response to Ian's statement. Okay.
Rose, I've got another question if it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when you
Yeah.
were saying before, when the contraction comes back, and then the me kind of says, oh, the me's back, that shouldn't be happening, and you're saying it's not wrong, I then think, how can I use what you're saying to help me? Like what I said about feeling like this message helps me. As soon as you say it's not wrong, I'm thinking, but I can't use that. If the contraction comes back and I feel separate and I feel, you know, in pain or whatever it is, I think what you said to me about it's not wrong, like I said, I'll try and apply that. So I'll be saying, oh, well, this is it as well. There's no way to use what you're saying to help.
No, it doesn't work like that. Because what the me is always thinking, what can I do? Maybe I can be the help to say to myself, but that's because you assume that the thoughts are yours. You can say to yourself, oh, tomorrow I will think that when that comes up tomorrow, I will think, oh, it's okay. And then there's tomorrow and it's completely forgotten. It's just not there. So thoughts are just coming or not coming. It's not that you have something in your hand and do, oh, now I'm thinking this. Thoughts are free, so it's just coming in a certain way, and it's an energetic thing. So there can be thoughts like that. You can't predict thoughts. You don't need to, but you can't also. And there's also no one, so it's endless. And when that's going on, like there's a contraction and that whole thing of what to do, and there's pain, and I tried everything, but it doesn't help. There's always, when there's a me, there's also always wanting something not to be there. That's part of the me. So nothing to, you can't do something about that.
Then what I think is, if I can't use what you're saying to help me, why are you saying it if it's not useful?
It's not saying because of to help. It's just said there's no intention. It's just said there's no agenda. There's no agenda to help people here. I don't see any people. It's just happening like this, and there is a response like that from nothing. So I don't know. So
I like
you.
One of the main thing I love about this message is that it's completely agendaless.
Yeah.
That is very attractive to me. The fact that, and energetically, that is kind of sensed, or there's a resonance with that energetically, the agendalessness.
Yeah.
But obviously, I feel like there has to be a reason and a meaning for everything that's happening. And so if Rose says something to me, there's got to be a meaning to it, or there's got to be a reason why she's saying it. And I'm not, and if there's a reason to what she's saying and I'm not getting it, then I'm not seeing it.
But that's how the me works. It's always trying to get it and always assuming that there's something behind it or that it's important. Yeah, that's how the me works.
So everything's empty. What you're saying is empty. Me trying to get what you're saying is empty.
Yeah.
I wish I could just give up, but I can't.
No, but you don't need to. You don't need to give up. That's also something to do. So, I want to give up. I want to give up. I want to do. That's a dream. That's the story. It's just a story. There's just a feeling. That's it. Finish. And then there's tension. There's a me again. That's so painful. It's a story. When there can be pain. This is no escape. This is everything. This is no escape. Like, this is the paradise, and everything is always happy and joy, and no contractions anymore. Oh, I'm so happy. I still like that. It's just normal. Pain. contraction can happen, no energy, just normal. There's nothing, the only difference you could say, there's nothing going on like it's not right, or there's nothing going on about it. It's just what it is.
Would you say that when there's the me judging and assessing everything, it kind of holds on to it for longer? So if something arises like emotional discomfort and the me saying, no, that shouldn't be happening, it, would you say in a way that then the emotional discomfort stays for longer?
That can happen like that, yeah. It picks it up and then we're going to work with it. God, and we want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
It's amazing. You can't do it differently, but it's amazing, and it's just coming and going like wind or clouds or things like that. But it's so strong that there's something wrong, and I have to do something. It's embodied. You can't say I won't do that anymore. That I won't understand, and it can be very clear, and it still goes on.
Because I even want to ask you, when there's no sense of self and the emotional discomfort arises, because there's no one holding on to it, does it go quicker? But if there's no one there, it wouldn't matter to anyone how long it stayed for.
No, I don't know even. It's not, that's the me asking if it's going quicker. I don't know if it's going, sometimes it's short, sometimes it's longer. I don't know. Yeah.
And it doesn't matter anymore. I think it's the freedom.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It can be painful. Like, it's not like, I have pain. It's not like that. It's like, it's like that. Of course. It's like, oh, no, that's too much. It's like, it's just pain. Yeah. And it depends, each character is different, but it's just, or there can be low energy, like, or anything, but it's not about accepting or nothing is, it's just what it is. There's nothing going on about it, but it's just what it is. And it can roar, dead dog day, like that, or anything. Eating candy. Somebody should say, oh, that's because of you feel not so good. Come on, it's just eating candy. What, so what?
This is fantastic. This message is resonating strongly.
Yeah, great.
And it does feel like it's cutting through the separation. That might be a story, but it does feel like somewhere what you're saying is cutting through the illusion of.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you once again.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you.
Rose, for the me, it seems to be a big difference between meaning and being, or contracted energy, or less contracted. But for you, it makes no. Is this the? For you, it makes no difference. But it still, so does for you still happen contracted energy or meaning? But does it make no difference for you? What is it?
No, but it's not for me. It's just it's not different for me. It's just when there's contraction somewhere, there's just a sensation somewhere. That's it, and there's nothing going on about that. What it is, maybe I don't even know why or what it is. I don't care. Doesn't matter.
It's only a feeling or a sensation, but it has have no meaning for you. It's not proof of that there is a me or something.
There's no proof. No, it's not knowing there's no me anymore. No, it's like that. I thought that because that was also in my story, like, oh, there's attention again or contraction. Oh, the me is back again. But it's different. There's nothing going on about that. Something like that. Nothing is an issue, or it's not about, it's not knowing there's no me. No, it's just nothing's going on about that.
For you, me is no issue. No.
I don't know how to say it. There's no, when normally there are beliefs and there are doubts. So, and this is not, it's like, it's not, I was talking with my husband, it's not sure, but it's also not insecure about things, or it's not sure, or it's not knowing, it's just, it's just obvious. I think it's more like that. And this is about loss. When there's loss, the loss of everything. So there's also no Rose. It's not about Rose is having this or not having this. There's no Rose. There's just that sensation. So it's very just what it is. And we are so used that we are here and this is my body, and inside my body this is happening, and I'm feeling this now, and that's because of that whole thing. That was so, I know for myself, it was so normal, it wasn't even questioned. And then when there's something, I don't know what is falling away or how that happened, and then suddenly it was like, huh? No, it's completely different. Oh, wow. Something like that. It's just more like, oh no. And it's so obvious. How could I not have seen it? But it's just what I said to William also. It's just when there's that contraction and everything is solid and it's so embodied, then it seems the normal truth. It's just like, so it's really two worlds. It's completely different. And sometimes there can be a recognition somewhere. Maybe you don't, I had that with Tony Parsons. In the beginning, I couldn't understand the word. I thought I did, but I couldn't really. And then somewhere there was a recognition. I found it very frightening also in the beginning, because there was a recognition and I felt, oh my God, what's going on here? So can be, and sometimes it can be very relaxing. It's so different what's happening. Yeah.
Can happen suddenly, so that it's changed, that you see everything is different, it's changed, or
there's nothing changing.
Not really.
You mean after that? No, there's no change. That's what the me does. When the me is there, there's comparing with before and with the next day or something like that. When everything is lost, there's just what is happening, and it's just that. It seemed like what it is, but it's just always new, and it's not the story of Rose anymore. There is no Rose. There is just what's happening, and it can be moving hands or talking, sitting. But it's so tiny and so small. It's completely overlooked by that whole story about what's going on.
But somehow there is a recognition of that's only that now is only that what is happening.
Yeah.
There is a recognition.
Yeah, there is a recognition, but it's not by someone.
No.
And that's crazy. You can't understand that it's really when I heard that, I couldn't hear that. But when that is there, it's just like, no, it's not, it's just a recognition. Yeah. And it's like, oh, it was always like that. Of course. And it's so simple. It's like I remember as a child, I was like, there was something like, oh, yeah, there was just playing and there was nothing going on about others. It was just that, some remembering, or maybe I don't even know if that really happened, but it's an image. It's very simple and very normal, and when there's a recognition, it's like, oh, of course. So it's not special either.
And is it like you remember that you knew this as a child?
Yeah, but it wasn't known. It was just normal, and then there was something changing. Like what is in remembering? It's like there was something like suddenly there was a feeling of there were other children, and I have to relay, and then it was gone, and then something like that. So that maybe there was the same thing as what I was talking, like meing and being, and that in the beginning, maybe in the story you could say there's only being with a baby, and then suddenly the meaning is coming in. But it's not most of the time, but maybe sometimes it is. But for me, I remember that it was like in and out, and then suddenly it was just like that. And I knew there was I always knew there was a secret. I always knew there was a secret. But I was also very scared of it. And I had some surgery in my hand, and I can't remember. I was a teenager, and there was somebody who had to do that, and then they thought there was something going on, like there's a secret. He can torture me as hell. I won't give it away. Something like, and I was like, what's going on? I didn't understand it at all, but all those things I always knew, but I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
And then Tony was talking about that, and I was like, no, you can't talk about this. That's dangerous. I wanted to stop him. Yeah. God. Yeah. Yeah. Also, because it's the loss. It's the loss of everything you invested in. So that can be very. It was very important for me, that story of me. So it's the loss of that. Yeah.
Yeah. For everything, it's very always very important, the seeking of the me for the me.
Yeah.
Anything in life.
Yeah. You're busy with it all day. Like, it's every day. It's about me, of course. And then suddenly somebody says something like, "Oh God, the death! Come on, I don't want to die." And I'm longing for it. So it's both. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. And the funny thing is, I can say it's the death of me, but it's in the same time, it's just, ploop, it's gone. It's just a dream. So it's just like that. And it's nobody, I was in a sauna, nobody did see anything. A lot of people around me, but no, it's just
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Here, a question. Can we say that if we stop taking anything seriously or talking oneself seriously is a sign of moving towards this realization? I'm sorry, no, because you can't take yourself out of it. The me can't take itself out of the me. It's the me story is about wanting to, the me doesn't want to die, of course not. So there's one thing, there's a longing for not being there anymore. Maybe you don't call it like that, but and there's also a fear to lose everything, because it seems very important, like everything I do. And maybe I remember I was talking about this and I was thinking, yeah, I'm going to Tony, but maybe what he's saying, it's not true, and we are there, and then suddenly it's something, and it seems to be just bollocks and not true, and we were there spending so many years trying to get it. This is not a practice. It's not but can it be a result of this realization? Yeah, that's it. When it's just realized, but it's not by anyone, then suddenly nothing is serious anymore. There can be serious talking, but it's in the same time, it's not serious. Nothing is serious. No, nothing is happening. That's the joy. And that's the joy is also, it's everything. So no more thinking like, oh, this silly walk, I don't want that anymore because a lot of people are looking at me and It's just that walking, just like that, without anyone thinking about how there's walking. There's just that walking, or that face, or all those things where you were thinking about what should change or should happen. It's just a dream. That makes it like, oh, that's the freedom. There's just nothing going on. It seems to be very important events. It's just an apparent event and then it's gone. Nothing is serious. But it's not saying to yourself nothing is serious. That's something else. It's just not serious.
So Rose, you don't ever like there. So then, a victim doesn't exist. There's no such, like, you're never a victim. You don't ever say to your husband, "Oh, what you said hurt my feelings," or what you said, something. There was something. I felt something just then.
No,
right?
Because there is no one, and there's also
right.
in the other persons, you could say, in the other body, there's also no one. But it's not like knowing that and just doing that.
Yeah, like a practice, like you said.
Theory. It's just when somebody's saying that there can be pain, maybe, but yeah, and maybe that's saying something about it or not. I don't know. But it's not about you and me. No, that's the complication, that you always think like, not you only, but that you always think like, oh, you did that and that's because of what you said, I'm feeling that. It's like, that's so complicated. But it can be talking like that also. I don't know. But it's not, yeah. There's no one. So what also is that when people say something, it's not taken home. And when there's pain, when there's something said, it seems like, oh, because of you, I'm feeling that. It's not because of anything. It's just feeling. And but what the me always does is that, how can I deal with this? Maybe this is a way to deal with it. Oh, it's not, there's no one.
How can I stop it?
So yeah, something. And this
How
has nothing to do with dealing with it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like self-help is all about, how can I stop it?
Yeah.
How can I stop this bad feeling?
Yeah. And when there's pain, there can be pain. It's hurt. It's not so say hurt. It's just, there can be pain or a feeling somewhere. And maybe they're saying something about, I don't know, that anything can happen. Oh, why? A lot of people are talking about this. Yeah.
Both.
Yeah.
I'm feeling tired, yeah, then I think there must be a reason for my tiredness.
Okay. Then there's that thought, and there's tiredness and thoughts maybe happening. Just being tired can happen. That's tiredness for no one. It's just being tired. Is that? When you don't, there's somebody saying, when you don't mind what happens, everything is as it is for no one. Yeah. It's just what it is. Nothing is going on about changing it. That doesn't happen. And there can be a thought like, oh, but I don't want this. No, not so much, but something like, but that's just going and then it's gone again. I tried sometime in the beginning also. I was like, oh, what is this going on? They're just thoughts and it's just going. I can't hold on it. So I tried to do that, to have a feeling and to have my thoughts and trying to think about what's going on and then trying to feel like, oh, what is this? What has to do with that? And then after 5 minutes, I thought, oh, I was trying to do that. I completely forgot. So it doesn't work. That's more like it. I can't, it's just not working. So that's the
like
loss.
trying to figure out the mystery, like trying to figure out the mystery, right? Like trying to figure out the mystery.
Trying figuring out why it's going, and then it doesn't work. I can't. So it's just not working. So it doesn't matter. Nobody is there. It's a funny thing that. Yeah. It's crazy, and it's very, in the same time, it's very simple. It's just what's happening, and it's just what is, and there's nothing going on about changing it. It's just what is. It's just seen as it is. A tree or a wall is just seen. That's a wall. It's just walling. And when there's a me, there's something going on like, oh, do I like it? Or do I want it? Or do I want something else? Or, that's a wall. Oh, you have a different wall as I have. And all those things. It's just wall. There's nothing going on about that. It's childlike. It's childlike.
It's not like, oh, it's the wall, but it's more like, oh, and even like on a different level, it's like, what is he thinking of me, or what is she thinking of me, or what should I say to them? How should I, Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's the same as the walling
it's the
thing.
same, of course. Yeah, that's the same. That's more what normally happens about other people and thinking about them. And it's just not there. And it doesn't change anything. That's the funny part of it. Oh, God. You think your thoughts are so important, like, oh, I have to be busy with that, and I'm trying to solve it, and what's going on? Maybe in the night it's even worse, and there's a lot of thoughts coming. Maybe, oh my God, it seems like, oh, I have to do that, and what is then? And then, oh, more, and then, and it's just thought, just a certain energy. It's just nothing. It's just thoughts, like with no power. Thoughts don't have any power. It's just thoughts. But they seem very important, and they seem like, I have to remember, and then I do that. And then next moment, it's already forgotten. But then you think, oh, I didn't do the right thing. God, what should I do next? Oh my God. Oh. And somebody sitting next to you and he's saying, just sit, drink, you're drinking coffee, and he's thinking, oh, what a quiet person. She's just drinking coffee. God, it's just an amazing world. Come on. God. Yeah. And so but the awful thing is you think, oh, that's very obvious, so I shouldn't do that. But that's the same thing, of course. So you always think like, oh, I have to stop with that. Those thoughts, they don't lead to nowhere. So I will stop that. But there's no one, so you can't. But you don't need to. When there's thoughts, it's just energy. It's just, and like events, there are happening events. It seems like a whole world is going on, and wars and politics and everything. It's just like that. It's an apparent happening for no reason. So, and when there's seems to be something important, but when there's someone, everything seems to be very solid and real. So when that's happening, that's happening. But nothing has to do with anything. And there's no reason for life, there's just life. And we have made everything like, oh, everything has a reason, or what's the reason of my life? Why do I live? Why do I do this? All those questions. It's just life. Like that, like a little baby just only doing this. That's it, or something else, or doing something else. It's nothing matters. It's just different. There's nothing better than something else. It's just different. So it's already complete. It's already unconditional love. Of course it's unconditional love. Nothing needs to change. It's just what it is. That's unconditional love. Wow. Just God. It's God. And it's everything. It's a stone in the street. Just that. Not looking at, you don't have to look at it and, oh my God, this is unconditional love. No, it's just like that. And sometimes it can be strong, and then it's just there. A little wow. Sometimes in nature, it's more easy to feel like, oh God, what is this? This is a miracle. But it's with everything. Everything is a miracle. It's just events, like there's a cupboard or cupboard just there. It's amazing. That's just how it looks, like that, or a hand. God, it's just amazing. It's a mystery how everything is working and doing. It's energy. It's amazing. And it's just this. It's just this. And it's already this. It's already. There's no one. It's just this for no one. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Oh, God.